All right, welcome back to Jordan-Hare Stadium on the campus of Auburn University. Todd Morris with you on the Bulldog Radio Network, and we sit down with UMS-Wright head football coach Terry Curtis for our final pregame interview of the season.
That'd be it, man. I'll tell you one thing, though. You think it's been a long deal, but Lord, it's kind of just flown by.
It does.
Before you know it, it seemed like no time. You were in the preseason,
yeah,
and now here you are in game 14 at Jordan-Hare. But it's a good way to end the season. Don't get me wrong.
It sure makes the semester go fast.
Exactly. Yeah. Go back, take finals, be done.
All right, well, Coach, the last week's semifinal game really started out a lot like the Montgomery Catholic game did a couple weeks ago. We were able to move the ball against Andalusia, and then a couple penalties, a turnover, kind of shoot ourselves in the foot. The difference was we look up and we're down 14-0. But then I thought there were two key points in the game. The drive right before the half to get 7 points on the board, that kind of changed the momentum. And then I think the defense came out in the second half and really executed well.
Yeah, they made some good adjustments. They were kind of hitting in the hole and bouncing, and we were getting caught inside, and our guys started staying where they were supposed to stay. But I agree with you. I thought the touchdown right before the half sort of saved us. Not a lot going on, down 14-0, and we have that big drive and get points on. Showed that we could do some things, and as always, our kids just kept fighting.
Yep.
I mean, you really look back against their size, their skill, their coaching, the whole 9 yards. You say, man, how did we win that game?
Yeah.
Because they were a good bit bigger, stronger, and knocked us around a good bit. But one thing I say about our guys, they kept getting up, coming back for more.
Yep.
And so they showed a lot, and very proud of them.
All right. Junior quarterback Trey Singleton, I thought played a really good game, 11 for 17, 3 touchdowns, and it just made me think over the last couple of years, it just seems like we get to this time here in the playoffs, our quarterbacks just step up and make plays for us.
Well, we do, and anytime you start a new quarterback, I don't care how long he's been in the program, how little time he's been in the program, when he's brand new, the game's mighty fast for him. Things you're showing him on film, things you're showing him in practice, walking through and stuff, okay, he's got it, man. It's going to be something. Then when those lights come on and people start running around and they're not exactly where they're supposed to be and they're swapping up coverages or disguising coverages, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And now that Trey didn't have a good knowledge of a lot of that, but I think just the speed of the game, just the pass rush being more fierce and knowing that people were going to hit him if they got there and so forth. But he did manage the game early, and I told him a couple of weeks ago, I said, Trey, we get down here now, I'm going to need you to help us win some games.
Yeah.
And really he's done that the last 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully it'll continue for one more. And real quick, that's probably the most amazing thing about this 3-year run. Around here, usually we have a quarterback, you kind of know who it's going to be. He's your quarterback for at least 2 years, sometimes 3 years, or and if it's not, he's played another position or whatever.
Right.
But for 3 straight years, we've had 3 quarterbacks that have played for 1 year.
Yep.
And what they've been able to do and lead, and the team getting in behind them, that's big. That's big. And you know that being a quarterback.
All right, well, now we head to Auburn for the state championship game to play Jacksonville, a team we have never played before, never seen them before. They're 12-2 coming into the finals, and they're scoring a lot of points. Your thoughts on Jacksonville? We know they have a good running back.
Well, it's hard to figure. Anytime you get in this game, usually now if we play with the Desslers and some of those other teams that we've played before, that's one thing. But, we don't really know a whole lot about the region they were in, the competition they were in. I do know they played Piedmont, who's in the 3A state championship game versus Mobile Christian, who we played. So I may get a good view of how they are after tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
When those two played, kind of compare teams and all. But they do have a great running back. We've got to know where he is at all time. I think he's got about 100 touchdowns, or not that many, but 50.
Yeah.
Got about 3,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So I told our kid the other day, our running back just got over 1,000 yards this past week, and their guys at 3,000 yards. So I don't care who you're playing against. When you gain that many yardage, you're a good running back. He just got put on the Alabama-Mississippi team this past week.
I saw that.
So we'll let him know where he is at all times, and they've got some other players around him. So we'll we'll have our hands full as usual.
I think it's a classic matchup. Their strength being the running game. Our strength, I think, is our run defense. So it should be interesting how it plays out.
Well, it is, and you know, we have got to start faster. You know, you brought it up. I guess you want to be nice, but we've got to start faster. You know, we have some good stuff to start with, but then like we have a holding penalty, we'll have a motion penalty, we'll have this, we'll have that, and knocks us back 15 yards or whatever. And the other night against Andalusia, you wasn't going to make up 15 yards. I don't care what you want to do or whatever. So we've just got to. I still don't think we've played our best game.
I was going to ask you that. We've been saying that every week.
You may say something different. You know ball. I just don't think we're close to it as far as execution, the mental part, the you know, the smart part, those kind of things. I still don't think we're even close to that.
Well, we've been saying it every week for 14 weeks. We feel like that game's still waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens here today.
Well, exactly. I agree with you 100%.
What about our injury status? How are we? What are we looking like?
Well, we banged up, man. Last week was, like I said, was brutal. We got a bunch of guys with a bunch of bruises and all. Probably the worst of all of them is UMS-Wright. Didn't practice Monday, couldn't practice yesterday. And the rest of the week, and you know, he'll be a game time decision. Bad ankle, so it'll be tough and see, but he's a big part of our team, and we sure like to have him out there. But there's no telling.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for sitting down with us on the pregame show, not just today, but all year, and we appreciate all your time.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you and Michael.
All right, UMS-Wright looking for a three-peat of the 4A state championship here tonight, and we'll be back to Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn for our opening kickoff in just a minute. You're listening to Bulldog Radio Network here on News Radio 710 and NewsRadio710.com.